Well, boys and girls, I've had some conversations and we've had a few laughs. It's been a few months and I think I've finally got a good grasp. You've probably heard the term open-minded, you see. It's quite a simple thing, and I think it's become diluted in our modern day society. See, being open-minded doesn't mean you should think like me. It means something different, quite the fact. It's that we should think like everybody. And I've been trying to find a good way to explain this idea to people, you see. And I think I have a grasp on it, so just come along on a short journey with me. Let's use guns, for example. Firearms, rifles. Whatever you call them, they exist, and they're a hot topic at different recitals. But, Sterling, what do you mean by open-minded? How does this relate to guns? Because why are guns important, or why are they bad? There are two sides of the same coin, and they're very obvious to me now that I've traveled the country and I've had opportunities to see. Why are guns bad? People use them to kill. People use them to cause destruction and damage. People use them to do horrendous things to other human beings. But why are guns good? People use them for protection. Not just from other people with other guns, you may be thinking, but they could also be used to defend from wilderness. I've been places with grizzly bears walking the streets. Would you want to meet one of those face to face without like an AUT-23? I wouldn't. But then there's also the idea of it could protect you from other people, because maybe someone with ill intent, if you're a police officer, you wouldn't want to go against a criminal without any help at that. But then there's also the idea that it's a tool. Maybe you're living somewhere where your main form of food is hunting, so you could use a bow and arrow, but rifles are more modern day. And there's also the thing, if you live on a farm, then maybe your horse breaks its leg, or a cow is going rabid, or something is awry. You wouldn't want to go up to it and cause pain and suffering. Just put it out with a blink of an eye. See, these are two sides to the same thing that is guns, you see. Whether they're good or whether they're bad, it's up to you to decide ultimately. But that's not my place. I'm not here to make you think. I think they're wrong and right in the same ideas in the same different kind of light. But we're talking about open-mindedness. The idea of thinking bigger than yourself. The process of actively understanding that you will never have the right answer, but you are looking for the right situation to use your idea in. So in a cityscape where we all work together and there's general peace, there's not that much danger, then maybe guns aren't necessary. But what if you live in a city where guns are extremely prevalent and there's lots of crime and very few people talk to each other and there's tons of murdering sprees? Then maybe a firearm might be necessary. So think about this with open-mindedness, right? It's quite easy, and just take the time, and I hope that this doesn't change your opinion of me. But then let's think of some other things that open-mindedness can be used in, you see. What about food, for example? I like my food fresh, and I like cheese, and I don't like spicy food. I like vinegar, though, but I also like bread, and I like meat, right? Like, these are things that I enjoy. But now let's look at someone from across the world. Let's use India or China, for example. India is actually a great one because most of their population is vegetarian, right? I can see with an open mind why they would want to be that way with their own personal beliefs and their own religious beliefs, but I can also see that from a historical point of view, it is easier for them to live this way because I'm open-minded enough to understand that the answer that works for me here, with the life that I live, the allergies I have, and the choices that I have to make, that my diet works for me. But maybe some gentleman from across the sea that lives a different life, is a different person, has different needs, is completely okay to live with a different answer because his is not the right way and mine is not the right way. But they are both the correct answer from a different place. What other things can you take open-minded to-ness? Because it is not trying to get people to think like me or to think like you, but it's for us to agree to think as much like everyone as we can, because none of us are perfect and none of us really know if anything is true. So before you go and get mad at someone for thinking differently, try and think about why that's the answer that they need. Interesting, isn't it?